Dave. Yeah, there I'm on camera. We've got a group here of 12er's. We've been having a lot of fun today here at the Panera Bread. We do have in attendance Alicia Healy running for Columbus City Council, and you're putting up a heck of yeah. Go ahead, clap for her. And we wanted to put a special shout out to Glenn Beck in the fine job he's doing, his whole crew and staff, and address him. And we want to put a shout out to my buddy, yo, Obama, because I know he's going to want to see this thing too. So anyhow, Alicia, why don't you go ahead and talk about today and your campaign and give a little highlight. And remember, you're talking to a worldwide audience too, so go ahead and take it away.
I am Alicia Healy, and I'm pretty excited about my run for Columbus City Council. Of course, you know, within our city we have many issues with overspending, mismanagement of funds, and I want to bring fiscal responsibility back to Columbus. And I know that we can do it by improving or really getting people in there that represent the principles and values that we have in the 912ers.
Well, that's a great piece, and actually you're a poster child for what Glenn Beck has talked about for the last number of months, 6 months or whatever. You're a housewife. You're not a career politician. You're just and you're a 912er, and you've stepped to the forefront to actually run and try to make a difference. And that's something we've talked about today. And we've actually got a group of people here. There's 7 of us here in attendance, and we're all just regular average citizens, and everybody trying to make their own difference. Rosalie, you're taking time out of your schedule to come in, so go ahead and give a shout out here and say what do you think is a crucial thing that we should be worried about, and why are you getting involved?
Okay, this is my first time to get involved. I've been going to the meetings now for about a month, okay. and like other people here, it's just a brand new thing to me. But I've met Alicia, and I like what she says, and she really does signify the 912 values. And I think she's someone we need on our team and need to help get elected.
Well, that's a great point, but I think the real point is that you're just another example of an American citizen now deciding to come out and get involved because you don't like the shape of the country, the direction we're going, and you're trying to make a difference. And Marla, go ahead and you can give your little piece.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody is listening. They're going out to vote. It's very important. You can sit at home and you can talk about it all you want, but now it's time to act on it. And so go out and vote a week from this Tuesday.
And also, while you say go out and vote, but get informed so you actually know who you're voting for, and don't be like the sheep being led to slaughter and just vote because there's a D or because there's an R. Actually know what the candidates stand for, right?
Right, absolutely. And I'm really glad you added that because Alicia stands for everything that we need. We need some change. We need to get the big boys out of there. We need somebody in there that has common sense, and Alicia is one of those folks.
You got that right. Okay, Rad, go ahead, brother. Give a shout out to your buddy Glenn Beck.
I just want to, Glenn Beck. I truthfully, hopefully, hope that these messages are getting out outside of our group and get it spread around, because that's what it's about. It's for the everyday people out there, the working mothers and fathers, the grandparents, all of us that got us to this point where we can actually make up our own minds, and we're proud to be able to do this, that got us out here, and that it's okay to be afraid. And to come out here on this side of it is the next biggest step you ever make in your life. But once you do, you'll never go back, and you'll wonder why you didn't do it to begin with.
There you go. That's a great point. Okay, Andy, come on, make sure you see yourself there on the screen.
Plug your kids.
Put your 2 cents.
I'm doing this for my 2 daughters. All this work supporting candidates that should be in office instead of most of the ones that we have now. And I just hope that all those people out there who think that you can't make a difference, it's not true. Find some people that have already gotten involved, and you're going to feel a lot different, and you're going to know that what the politicians have told you to do in the past, not be involved, is not what you need to listen to, and you're going to make a difference.
There you go. That's a great point. And now we have another example here of what Glenn Beck's talked about. And let me make sure I get the camera shot over here. Here's another homemaker, and you were never involved with politics before, right, Cindy?
I did work some phone banks for politicians in the past. So, I mean, if you want to call that involvement, not like I'm involved now.
And I guess my point is that here in the last 6 months or so, you've become a 912 member.
Oh, absolutely.
You've actually started to get out there, and you told an interesting story about driving around the State House on April 15th. Go ahead and give us a little rendition about that. That's an amusing story.
Well, it's I'm 50 years old, and I've never done any kind of protesting before. So when I went down to the Tea Party here in downtown Columbus, I was by myself, and I drove downtown and drove around the State House and got back on the freeway to go home because I just didn't think I could do it. Primarily because I've spent my life making fun of people that protest.
We're all a bunch of mobsters.
I'm usually at home asking why they don't have a job and
Or a life.
why are they there. So I was back on the interstate driving back to my house, and I rationalized that I had to do this for myself and my future and my children, and that B, it was after 6 o'clock and I had already worked that day. So I went back downtown and parked my car, and I heard Alicia speak, and I just felt like that's what I had to do. I'm like a calling, I guess, and I second everything that everyone has said here. It was a huge wake-up call, and I'm actually happy. We've talked about this. I'm happy that Obama is in office for this reason, because I think that it's made people finally get up and think, okay, wait a minute.
It's
now or never.
Well, you're exactly right, and that's one of the things that we have talked about today is, as a group, we're extremely concerned, and I do want to mention the fact that we had a lot of loyal listeners today and people in the chat room, and they were all expressing our same views, but we are all extremely concerned that there's two game changers that's on the board, and the game changers are the fact that, we'll get Alicia here in the thing, is this scam deal they're trying to pull through in the health care reform, and this cap and trade tax hoax legislation that we know is nothing more than a bunch of smoke and mirrors. And so all of us are out here concerned, the people all listening to the show concerned, and we're not sock puppets for Glenn Beck, even though we do believe in his message. We're trying to make a difference. And so, Alicia, with everything you've heard and seen today and throughout your campaign, what would be your take-home message for people that are going to see this video in the next couple weeks and months and what have you?
Well, again, I think we need to be informed. That's really the most important thing, because if you don't know what's going on, you don't know what your future. And I believe that if you don't know the past, your past, you don't know your future. And as we can see with the health care, with the cap and trade, all of those things will really destroy our nation. And I want people to really be involved with what's going on in our nation, because, again, if we don't, we're going to lose our nation. And I don't want that to happen, because I love my nation, I love my children, and I want us to have a future. And in order to have that future, we have to get involved. We have to vote the people who are in there. We have to vote them out. If they don't have the principles and the values that we stand for, then we have to vote them out. And we have to vote in people who stand for the principles and values that we stand for. That's going to make the difference for our nation.
There you go. Alicia Healy right here in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. And it's, so I'd like to put in, because this is a scientific poll, Obama, and here I am. And I hate to tell you, brother, the vote's 10-0 in against him. So any more take-home points here?
Voting for change, Obama, but the right change.
Yeah. Finally. So good.
I want to say thanks to the 912ers that make this work. All the individuals, no matter what they're doing. Thank you.
Well, I think the whole bottom line, there's a lot of more people out there besides us, but we're just a little small gathering today. And one more quick point, because we're about out of time.
Quick point. My personal opinion is that Glenn Beck is the 21st century Thomas Paine.
Okay, well, there you go. So anyhow, that's an episode of Riding Away with Dave, and we're here watching, we're here listening, and we're getting involved, and that's the message from Columbus, Ohio. So that's it, guys. There you go. They're riding a wave with Dave. Okay.